Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. I'm going to go ahead and start getting into this governor on this Bolex Reflex H-16. So first I want to check the frames per second dial, and I've got it set over here at 24 frames per second. All right. Next, I'm going to flip it up here, just like so. And what I have done is I have, let's see here, where's my screwdriver? There we go, Paul. Got my screwdriver. And let's see how easy these things turn. Hopefully, they're going to turn easy. Nice. All right. Very good. Okay. There's one out. Go for the next one. Okay, that's the second screw. Okay, so next, I'm going to remove this guy. Let's give a wide shot of that. All right. Okay, so I got the surface rust to look at on here. On this area, I've got to clean that, and this corrosion right here. So I got to get that cleaned off. So what I'm going to end up doing is dismantling this, and it has to slide freely. So what happens as you change frames per second speeds, okay, it changes the governor like so, okay, just like that, okay. And this has to move smoothly and freely, okay. So that means this needs to be clean and smooth. You have any rust on it, you have any corrosion on it, you got to clean it off. These weights need to be cleaned on the inside, all that. So we're going to go ahead and dismantle all this, okay, and get that cleaned. Okay, so I've got some surface rust forming inside of here. This pin needs to be removed, and I got to clean the rust. All right. So where are my pull that straight out, just like that. Okay, separate it here. Now the good thing here, we don't have any rust, so that's great. You know, that's great news. That's the positive thing. All right. So no rust or corrosion here. Really not much here on this pen. Got some on the outside here, so we got to get that. Put these parts here. Alright, so this is probably one of the biggest concerns. and you have a small screw. Let me see if I can find it. Right here. And you want to make sure that that screw right there, let me get this in focus, it's not rusted. On the another video I have of a non-Rex, it was just completely rusted, and I would only have to replace the entire governor, but the entire camera on that non-Rex was just unrepairable. So that was that. So on this one, so far we're looking pretty good. Okay. So what we got to do is we got to get these up and these right here up and over this little wire. Right. So you got to pull this like that. Up and over. Just like so. Okay, see that? Now you're going to pull this straight back. And you got to do this to each and every one of these. That wire right there at the end of my pencil eraser, you got to get it over that little lip right there. Just do it with a fingernail generally. Okay, pull it up and over, ever so gently. And goes a weight. Back in focus. I'm not wanting to give it to me that time. Come on, you. Are you being so stubborn? There we go. Pull it up. These weights do come out, by the way, they're removable. And as you can see, you had to clean these. All right. Everything's got to be completely clean. So again, this governor can travel smoothly and freely. All right. So if you see all this black stuff right here, that's all got to be cleaned. So again, same procedure, up and over. Okay, so in the past, my videos, I've shown you different methods on cleaning rust and corrosion. Here is another one. You can use weapons oil, okay, and also it cleans, but it lubricates. All right, so anyone who knows about this type of oil knows what it does. All right, and I just take some of that and put it on a cloth, and you can see already from this governor, this is what I've gotten off of it so far. Okay, so I've been cleaning around on here, and that is that. Okay, so there you go. All right, so I'm cleaning around on here. I got some more to do. All right, and there is one area I left that is polished right here. So you see that right there? I left this unpolished at the end of my pencil eraser right here. So some of the weapons oil on the cloth. And we just rub it across there. We'll start to remove that. All right. Up here as well. And all these joints, make sure you get all that. All around here in these crevices, that type of a thing. Get all that corrosion, you know, especially right in here at the end of my pencil eraser, those joints. So I'm going to add some more weapons oil to my cloth. There you go. Okay. Got some rust that's kind of settled in there, so I'm going to take care of that. All right, at the bottom, but yeah, I get all these joints right here. Definitely, you get the idea. Okay. So this is again supposed to slide back and forth just like this, and it has to be totally smooth here, right? And really inside of here. Okay. Okay, let's get some of that rust off of there. It's embedded with the diamond file. Don't want that to sink in any further than it already has. Alright, so weapons oil on a pipe cleaner. Just like so. Alright. Okay. Just like that. Wrap it around here. That's how we clean that. Okay. Just like that. Furthermore, down in here, same method, pipe cleaner. Right. Okay, I've got a small bit of surface rust here at the end of my pencil eraser. Using the diamond file again, very lightly. Just continue to smooth that out. Kind of rolling it in my fingers as I'm doing so. Alright. Not applying much pressure. Okay. I gotta polish that off. All right. Focus. There we go. All right. Okay, so next, this screw at the end of my pencil eraser. All right. Okay, so that's done. Just pull all these back, and there you go. All right. So now you start to clean the inside of in here into my pencil eraser. Okay. And get further down. Okay. So we have more surface rust. Okay, and this is of no surprise. Okay, take a pipe cleaner and put in there, just like that. Bring it out, wipe up some of the excess. Just drop it on the towel, actually, off camera. All right. Take this and run it straight through here to clean it on the inside of that. Okay. Well, it looks pretty good. All right. Next, basically the weights. Pretty much a no-brainer. Start wiping them off. Re-oiling the cloth. And keep going around that to each one till they all get clean. Especially the main thing is I'm going to get all these clean, especially inside of here. Okay. All right. Okay, this part of the weight pipe cleaner, just wedge it in there just like that. Okay, very simple, very easy. Next, this screw at the end of my pencil eraser, this micro mini screw. This thing is extremely tiny. And it can be a little tight for you. Moving freely. Okay, careful with that one. All right. There we go. Now we can clean this totally and clean inside of here. Here's one trick I do want to show you, a little tip here, that when you have to walk away to go and do whatever, during and after a repair, so you can use a cup, and this will cover any type of small, extremely small parts, especially these micro mini screws at the end of my pencil eraser down here. Okay, and pin, so you can just use it to cover those parts up to make sure that nothing like anything, okay, covers them, you know, just anything happens to them or whatever. All right. Okay, the next thing is to clean these rusted weights if possible right here. You want to use metal polish for bronze and copper, that type of a thing, like that. Okay, and you want to buff these. You want to buff this rust out. Okay, make sure you don't do any grinding, because that will cause fluctuations in the movement of the governor. I suspect the rust is a bit too deep, so what's going to have to be done here is eventually is just replace the governor. Everything else is just fine except for this rust right here. I think it's just a bit too deep. All right. Well, the next thing I want to show you is the very light scratches by the diamond file, and at the end up here, although I buffed it out with weapons oil, there are some dark spots still, so I can get this in focus for you. For some reason my camera just doesn't want to do it. Anyway, there are some dark spots right up in here, okay? Just up around on this. It's possible you can see it, but anyway. And I'm going to go ahead and buff that out, just for the sake of showing you. I generally wouldn't do this because these right here are already rusted, so the governor is going to have to be, this part of the governor is going to have to be changed. All right. because the rust has already set in, you know. Okay? But at least you get to see the disassembly and reassembly. Too bad about this, but remember, these cameras are old, very, very old, and made of metal, so they're gonna rust. Okay, here I've got this governor pin at the end of my pencil eraser, and it's got some rust, so I've just wiped it down with some of the weapons oil from my cloth. The extra stuff, I'm going over it with my diamond file here. Make sure it's all completely off, like this, stuff like this. Not that it really makes that much of a difference, because the governor is essentially damaged due to the rust on those other parts and had to be replaced at one part essentially. But showing you what you might be able to do in your case. But again, with a situation like this, it's always best to send it to a knowledgeable technician, because you really don't want to get into this yourself. You're going to find it's more work than you think. These cameras are filled with tiny screws, springs, things you couldn't just imagine. Right? Alright, so next, cleaning this brace, this bracket right here, rust all the way around. Weapons oil, much as possible. It's got quite a bit of it. Just enough surface rust. All right. Got more to go. Check it out, guys. Look at the nastiness I'm getting out of this bell right here. Look at that. Yeah. All right, a lot more work to do. Okay, film students, here's a tip when just to save a bit of money, or when you run out of, more importantly, one of these buffing sponges right here. You can take a razor knife, all right, and it's a little difficult, but cut off all that black junk, all that black dirt, okay, and corrosion on there, and that way you can still use this to clean parts like this and get inside of here. Okay, just a little tip. Okay, so now it's fitting these pieces of the governor back together. All right. Here you're going to have that screw that's going to have to fit in there, that micro mini, and you have to line it up right there. Okay. I can get in the focus right there, then my pencil eraser. And I will see if I can do this without cutting the camera away, but I doubt it. As it is too much of an irritation to perform. It really is. Got to keep the screw on there. You got to find the hole. Got to get it in there. I'm going to have to cut away. And get it all the way down there until it's fairly snug. Okay. That's what you want to do. All right. Not too much, just fairly snug. You don't want to break the screw, okay? All right, so there you are. It's going to limit how far it can go, okay? So you can see it just right there at the end of my pencil eraser. Okay, so next, all the weights. Okay, get this in here. Flip this up, slide this on. Flip all these up out of the way. These weights here, see those notch at my fingers? Well, you got to put those in a notch in an area where I will show you. See these notches right here? Into my finger. Okay, you see those going all the way around? You got to line those up. Just like that. And once you accomplish each one, well, you got to turn that. Flip it. Insert this in here. And that piece of wire, remember what I told you about? Well, you got to get that under. You got to get that over this time. Reverse the process. Okay, that's what has to happen. So you got to get this wire right here, over and up this time. And there you go, just like that. Okay, put this in focus again. There you go. Okay, there you go. That's much better. See how that looks? All right, next one. Same thing. These little slots right here at the end of my pencil eraser. They must fit with another weight. Okay, line it up. Once you got it lined up, take this little lever and you want to fit it in there just like that. Okay, slide it over and you want to get this little wire right here and flip it up onto that little hook right there at the end of my pencil eraser. Okay, see there? So there we go. That's two. Third one. There's this weight. Line it up. Right there. See how that is? Flip it. Put it in there. Got to get over that hook. Right there, that wire. Okay. With the finger, kind of press that hook back. Okay, press that back, that hook, and flip that right on top. Okay, so there we go, as far as that's concerned. All right, so next, there's one other piece. Where are you? Ah, yes, there is a screw. It goes in here at the end of my pencil eraser. Another screw. All right, I got it in there. So remember, Not too terribly tight as to damage anything, okay? Alright. Just a little snug. Okay. And that's it. Remember, just got to move freely and smoothly. Okay? And it's good because in cleaning we've been lubricating with the weapons oil. Okay? And that's what you want. I'm still working on this camera. It's going to take a long time as it has been already. Alright? Okay, so next I have the major part of the governor, the pin, the bell, and this bracket right here. The bracket I have with a diamond file removed some surface rust from it, and generally I'd go ahead and blue, not paint, but blue this bracket, but I'm not going to do it at this time because I'm going to need to get in time a part for that governor right there. That's what I'm going to need to do. It's just way too rusted. I buffed it and buffed it. It's just got a little bit too much rust. Okay, so grab the bell, put it right in here. There's a little hole right in there, as you can see, into my pencil eraser. Okay, take this, slide it right in there. Okay, slide this right there. Okay, just like that. Turn it around. Okay. There's a hole right here for the end of the pin to go. Excuse me. So, in here in this part of the governor, in my pencil eraser, there is a hole that you can probably see. Right? So, grab this pen. Trying to get this on screen as much as possible. Let's see here. Okay, just slide it in there. There we go. Flashlight. Oh, flashlight. Okay. Slide this up with a screwdriver. Okay. Turn this around here. And the end of this pin has to go inside of there. Alright, so that's the tricky part. Okay, so this is what it looked like if it was fully set up. Of course, you don't need to put this on right yet because it's going to fall off and that type of deal. But this is what it would fully look like. Okay, set up just like that. Okay, I said flashlight earlier because my light's going on my cell phone. Its battery's low. Okay, so there we go. And next I got to put it, start putting everything back onto the Bolex camera. Okay, this is the part that can very well be a bit irritating to get in. It is the governor itself. You put it back inside, okay? So, we're going to take it just like so. And you have to get this part right here at the end of my pencil eraser. Right over, seated back in there, around this gear, and the end of this part right here houses right inside a little hole right in there. Okay, right in there, down my pencil eraser. So what you have to do is you have to fit this in there. And it's kind of odd to do. You have to kind of search for it. The gears will kind of prevent you at times from doing it. So I've got that part fitted. Now I've got to raise this back. There we go. All right, so I've got that seated. Just like that. Next, got to get the bell here and get this part at the end of my finger seated inside that little hole. Now you set up with the screws. I'm just making sure it's in there. That's all I'm doing. Alright, seems like it is. Flip it over. And it's time for screws once again. Alright, we're going to see if this is seated in there properly, if everything didn't slip out or anything like that. Okay. Okay, so I'm turning the governor here. Alright, so there you go. Everything's a-moving. Alright. And notice the gears are moving when I turn it with my finger. Okay. And we're good. Okay. I'll tighten this down just a bit more. Not too much. Okay. And that's that. Now, I'm going back and I'll be continuing on checking things in here, but when I finalize everything, I'll be seating the, and coating the screws with this, with an anti-seize, so to keep any type of rust and corrosion away. Okay, so I won't have this problem again in the future. All right. So there we are. So far. Okay, all the way around. And now I just got to continue on different things. All right. So there we have it. All I can do now is essentially keep going and dismantling bit by bit with time allows me, and check each part to see, if any, what needs to be replaced that's damaged, that's corroded, rusted, things like that. Any fungus. We already know, again, that the governor, a part of it, needs to be replaced. Okay? It's just got a little too much rust on it. Other than that, it's fine, and this Bolex does work. Alright? Again, whatever you do with your Bolex and repairing it is on you, but always do send it to a knowledgeable technician. That is my high suggestion. These cameras are full of tiny springs, micro tiny screws and parts, and they can get lost in the blink of an eye. You can make a mistake on here and this camera instantly becomes garbage. Okay? These cameras are precision machines. Okay? So do take note in that. Alright? Do contact me at the social media outlets provided on the screen, and remember, as always, do subscribe. Until next time, see ya!